Welcome back to the car. Day 2 of World Swiss Stage is tomorrow. Starts at 8 a.m. Eastern. And we're going to go through all 8 games tomorrow. 4 upper and 4 lower games. Very important day. Last day of only BO1s of all 8 of them. So enjoy your chaos while you got it. We had a good fun day today. Went 8 of 8 for predictions on day 1. Feeling good about that. So let's get it. Right into it. Game 1. I believe I have this order right. Let me say that. I think I have the order right for the most part. Maybe. I don't know. But either way, let's go. BLG versus LNG, the only inter-region matchup we have in this round. It's the first one we had at all, I believe. It's too bad BLG's involved. I mean, you never like to see these games at Worlds. Like, everyone will just care a little less because it's, it's China versus China. It's not what we're here to see. But either way, I think it could be a good game, but I think BLG takes this one. BLG is top 3 at the tournament. Probably a good amount of people think they'll win this tournament, and LNG, just if they couldn't beat them in the playoffs, I don't see them beating them here. It could happen, obviously. There's very good players on both teams, but this is a BLG win. I just like what they've got going on more. I think they're a really solid team-fighting team, and I just think they're so complete with what they do out of that region that I don't think any Chinese team can beat BLG. I don't think it's possible at this tournament. I think only Korea can do it, and that's just because we haven't seen it, and we just saw, BLG's kind of destroyed their region, so I digress. Next up, Gen G versus Top Esports. Fantastic game. Gen G looked great today against Weibo in a comeback, using their scaling well, navigating through tough situations. And TS also looked great. Played a really close game against T1 and won off of very key opportunities. Really great counter engages with that Skarner on kind of that all circles, all in comp by T1. And they just look great. JackeyLove's in great form. But I'm still picking Gen G. It's Gen G. It's Chovy. It's just all this. It's hard to really give reasons why, but when it comes to a prediction, I'm just picking Gen G because I think it's more likely they win. But in a breakdown sense, this could be a really fun game. Bot lane pays JackeyLove is a super fun matchup. I've loved JackeyLove ever since he burst on the scene. He's one of my favorite AD players of really all time, definitely in the top 5. So either way, I think Gen G takes this one. TS could, but for prediction's sake, we go Gen G. I think they're more consistent. Yeah. Sorry, Top Esports, tough draw. Speaking of tough draws, G2 versus Hanwha Life Esports. I think HLE will win. I think they win 90% of the time. HLE looks strong. They look good. My sleeper pick to win this tournament. I might, depending on brackets turn out, I might pick them because I think they've got a good chance to really mess with the Chinese teams, and they've shown they can beat everyone in Korea. They beat Gen G. That did happen. So, and Gen G kind of chokes at Worlds. You didn't hear that from me. Either way, this is winnable for G2. I want to make that known. This is the only Western team I think could really do anything against these teams at this point, is how I feel. FlyQuest a little undecided. I think they actually look quite good today, and I'll get to that. But when it comes to these top teams, I think G2 can do it, but it's hard to tell. Like, they all looked great today, but they were playing a Brazilian team that doesn't have BRTT on it. So, like, all respect to Pain, but they're not on the level of these teams. So they just got clowned on by the Yasuo brothers. So I'd love to see G2 win, truly. I absolutely love it, but HLE takes this. I think they're just too strong here. They're looking way too good. And yeah. Next up, I believe the first lower game of the day, the 0-1 matches. Weibo Gaming versus TL. Very tough draw for Team Liquid after the way they played today, and had some tough execution moments that they're going to kick themselves for, I think, because they're going down to 0-2, I think. Weibo took Gen G to the brink and lost to scaling, which, granted, that's a lot of Gen G's credit, but Weibo played well that game. They looked good, and they're the second best team in China. I don't think TL can compete. The mistakes they made against LNG will only get crushed more against Weibo. I just don't see any hope for TL. I'd love to see them win, obviously, but FlyQuest gives me a lot more hope as a North American person. So move on for that one. Weibo looked good. I think they'll keep looking good. And this lines us up for some really spicy 0-2 and 2-0 matchups. It's very exciting. Day 2 is like one of my favorite days of any Swiss stage. So moving on, T1 versus Pain Gaming. Sometimes human sacrifices just have to show up on the world stream. Like, this is your pee break. Like, even if you're like a big T1 fan, like, wow, I wonder if they'll win. And it won't even be fun to watch them because it's going to be smurfing. Pain is going to get completely destroyed. We'll see if my prediction of an hour and a half or less of game time works, because I played 27 minutes today, so I'd have to get stomped pretty hard, but maybe we can still make it under 2 hours, because I think they just lose to everyone. Like, the only team I think they could take games off of is GAM. And I still think they lose. I still think they could win one, maybe. But other than that, I don't know if they'll play a game longer than 30 minutes. Truly. So, yeah, T1's going to crush them. T1 looked good today. Just, they were kind of countered heavily by the team comp of the other team, and just kind of the way they play really bit them. But, I mean, they still looked crisp. They were doing good in that early game before Jackie Love murdered them all. Like, even after that fight, they were, like, clawing advantage back slowly. So, whatever. T1's going to get that one. Happy to not see T1 in lower. Honestly, I don't want to see teams, like, that good down in O2, because that's when the flukiness of the BO1 starts to really hurt. But I digress. It doesn't matter as much once the first round of people get eliminated, though, because you get the stinkies out of the way. Most of the time, unless the format trolls you. Moving on. Damwon versus Fly. I've got Fly for this one. I think Fly played impressively well today against a team that they knew what they had to do to beat. Sorry, there's a cat outside my apartment over there. It's crazy. Maybe I should go get it. Whatever. But yeah, I thought Fly looked really good. And I wasn't the most impressed by DK. They played Fnatic, and they played them close, and Fnatic just kind of, like, peed all over themselves. It was embarrassing. And Fly looked good. They knew how to handle their early game, which I don't think should be their game plan against DK, but it showed that they know what to do for the opponent. Just play chill, wait until the team you're playing against just turns into ARAM, because they're just, they're not as good as you. And they did that perfectly. It's not a fun game to watch, really, but, like, it's what you want to see, especially in these BO1s, because BO1s are so crucial for the Western teams. Like, if they can go 2-0, they've got guaranteed 3 best of 3s to qualify for quarterfinals. And you just need one good matchup. You just need one, like, oh, look, there's G2 at 2-1 after you get smashed by, BLG in the 2-0 match. Like, it is your best chance, and it sounds obvious, but it's for these teams that they kind of rely on the fluke in a way. Like, they did not fluke today, but getting these wins to guarantee yourselves all these elimination matches is just better. And it's so much more important for teams that you favor a lot less going into best of 3s, like most Western teams. So I got Fly. I thought Damwon looked like it was okay, but that game didn't reflect greatly on either team. I think Damwon kind of just, like, Fnatic basically won the game for them in some scenarios. Just, it did happen that way. Which is nothing against Damwon. You do what you do, but I think I think they can do this. I'm willing to put my perfect record on the line for this if it's not dead by now. And now, for the last 2 lower bracket games, or lower whatever games, we got Fnatic versus GAM. I think Fnatic wins. I don't think as much as I'm like, ew, they're not very good at doing anything, Fnatic was a positive win rate team, and they're playing GAM. I think they've got this. GAM isn't good enough to take advantage of a Fnatic choke, I don't think, even if it starts happening. This would be a good confidence booster as well. Fnatic will get another BO1 if they win, so we'll see how it all plays out. I think Fnatic wins this one. I don't think there's much to talk about with it. PSG versus Mad. I think PSG wins this. I do. I think Mad is just, like, terrible. They shouldn't be at this tournament. It's like a step above the 100 Thieves disaster, because clearly they're a little better than the 100 Thieves, but no, I think I got PSG winning this one. I think Mad is going to drop down and knock out one of the other 2 stinker teams and then lose at 1 and 3. I think it's kind of written in the stars for them. I don't think they can beat PSG most of the time. Obviously, it's possible, but with how they've looked, I just don't trust it. I think PSG is, that's a region-winning team. Not the greatest region ever, but, like, PSG's a mainstay to a certain extent, and I don't trust that Mad can play the way FlyQuest did and kind of control things and wait for the chaos to go. I think Mad Lions will be right in there with that sleeper game, though. Like, that, this game could be really fun, let it be known. But I just think Mad loses because they don't deserve to be at the tournament a little bit, low-key. What can you do about it? Anyways, that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed the preview of Day 2, Worlds 2024. It should be fun. Games I'm looking forward to the most. Gen.G versus... Oh, holy crap, it's so dark. We're back. looking forward to Gen G versus TS. I think this will be a fantastic game. DK versus Fly, because I think Fly, if they perform the way I hope they do, I think it'd be really fun to watch. To see if they've really kind of got something. Like, can we have some NA hope for the first time since a team with blue in their color did something? Because, like, I don't know. I've seen some things in my life. But yeah, I think those two games are ones to look out for. Unfortunately, with Swiss stage, you can get some stinky ones, but I still think it's so much better than like the old group stage where you'd watch T1 play Pain Gaming twice. Now you only have to watch it once, and it's amongst a lot of other really good matchups. Like, really, Gen G versus TS should just deliver enough for the whole day. Truly. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I will be back with my reactions to the games tomorrow. Probably right around like 5 p.m. I want to have that done by Eastern time. And then I'll get the predictions up for day 3 when I can. I'll try and match the schedule next time. I just got impatient and then didn't update it after the schedule was released. Sorry. Give me 5 million subscribers and a yearly salary of $5 million and I got you. But until then, we're just going to be in the car, you know what I'm saying? All right. See you, everyone. Like, share, do whatever. I'm just doing this for fun. Have a good night.